All right. Hey, everybody from sunny Destin, Florida. So happy to be here, but also happy to be able to talk to you. And I'm not rubbing it in. See, we have another channel. If you don't know us, my name's Craig. Me and my buddy Chris, we started this channel because we'll admit it, we are Lions fans. Love the Detroit Lions, but have a ton of respect for other teams, especially some of those teams that aren't loved or kind of respected amongst the national media. We obviously feel like the Houston Texans fit into that mold. Don't worry, you'll never see us do a Cowboys video on here, ever. All right, but wanted to be able to talk and give you an honest look at what your teams are doing. And for this video, we've been talking about the Texans from early on. We thought a lot could change with that. So sorry if the audio isn't perfect and things like that. Trying to do our best here. We got wind, we got waves, we got Air Force jets going all over the place, Fort Walton over here. Anyways, with all that being said, there's been something really good news coming out of your top 30 visits that I think might surprise, might not. And I want to encourage you as you're watching this video, stop worrying about positional value in the NFL draft. Stop worrying about it. Start worrying about straight talent. Start finding where your team's talent or where the talent matches the spots where your team's on the board. That is what good GMs do. They draft for talent and then they figure it out from there. That is what you must do. And I think that's some of what the Texans are doing. So I want to give you some of the top 30 visits. But before I do that, where are you watching from? Are you watching from Houston area? What's the weather like over there? We are, I think, right now like 74, windy, sunny. I'm good with it. I'm from Michigan, right? So it makes me happy. But what does the weather look like from you? All right. Top 30 visit tracker ahead of the 2025 NFL draft. And let's see if you see anything that is recurring theme here. Washington State, Kyle Williams, wide receiver. D lineman, TJ Sanders. We got another wide receiver in Matthew Golden. Offensive tackle, Josh Connerly. Wide receiver, that's the third wide receiver. You see a pattern here? Isaiah Bond. Tight end, Elijah Arroyo. Another offensive tackle, two of those, Charles Grant, sorry, I said Gant. D lineman, Alfred Collins. We're looking at interior defensive linemen, offensive tackles, wide receivers. Now let's start looking at the running backs. Quinshawn Judkins. Offensive line, Tyler Booker. That's interior. Running back, Jaden Blue. Running back, Caleb Johnson. Are you starting to see D line, Joshua Farmer? All right, they also brought in Ohio wide receiver, another running back, another wide receiver. So the two biggest positions that they're looking at right now, the two biggest positions are wide receiver and running back, and they're looking at them from all different parts. So here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to focus on running back. Yes, you have an answer. Joe Mixon is a good running back. And yes, you need to focus on offensive line. I agree with that. If you want your running game to be good, you need to have a good offensive line in order to help create holes for the running back. I've said this about any position on the offense. If you have a good offensive line, it makes every player better. It makes your quarterback better because he has more time to make reads and make decisions and make throws. Split second, half a second can be all the difference you need between a elite offensive line and a struggling one. Same with the quarterback. Wide receivers, more time to get open. Running backs, bigger holes to run through. Faster, full steam ahead as they get through the hole. Different things like that, breaking arm tackles instead of running into the back of offensive linemen. All this is helpful. So here's what I thought would be kind of fun to do. I was originally going to do this with just running backs, but I'm going to try and do a running back in every single round and see if the draft board falls to us. If it doesn't fall to us, we will not select a running back because you can't just do it blindly. All right, I'm using PFF with this. I kept refreshing it, if I'm being completely honest. I kept refreshing it in hopes that Amari and Hampton would fall to 25, but I couldn't get him lower than 24. I couldn't do it. He was always went right here, 23 or 24. That's where he went. So all those running backs are off. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, well, this is still easy. I'm going to get Kelvin Banks. I think he's a great offensive tackle. He has shorter arms. He can play guard. He can play tackle. 33 and a half inches is really close to that cutoff, but he has great balance. His run blocking is superb. If you watch his tape in college, his run blocking has been phenomenal. So there's not a running back on the board that I would want to take anywhere near here. So I'm going to draft Kelvin Banks. All right. That can only help whatever running back I'm sure to take soon. Now we get some different and some better running back positional. So I want to look at just all the running backs. There will be running backs everywhere. All right, so who do you want to get here? Do you want a guy like Dylan Sampson? People are all over the place on him. I think he might fall a little bit later than this. If you have a guy like Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins available, you need to think about that. What do you want? Do you want the Lightning or do you want the Thunder? You already have Joe Mixon. He is a great all around back. I think you might want a little change of pace. I think you might want a guy like Travion Henderson, a guy that comes in and you're just like, oh my goodness, his elusiveness rating is off the charts. His gap grade is good. Yards after contact is very, very, very good. And when you look at him at 5'10", 208, not amazingly large, but this is the kind of guy you're looking at. This is like almost like a Jameer Gibbs type thing. Let's go ahead and draft Travion Henderson with this one in the second round. Now you have two third-round picks. I think there's a really good chance. This is pick 79, right? I think there's a really good chance that this is where your running back comes in. All right. I like a few of these guys. We can, for this one, you can look at a guy like RJ Harvey. Nobody knows a ton about him. He's just been an extremely productive runner, averaged 6.8 yards per attempt at UCF. Remember, UCF is in, I think are they in the ACC now? Are they in the Big 12 now? Like, who knows where everybody is? He played well, and he also has that same kind of availability. Um, that's really, really good. So I like RJ Harvey. DJ Giddens is interesting, but we always already chose kind of a gadget back, and he might be available with the next pick. So RJ Harvey, you could pick him there. All right. If we stick with the running back theme here in the third round, like I said, DJ Giddens is still available. I love me some Devin Neal. I got to be honest. What you see this guy, once he gets past the first round of defensive linemen, the moves he puts on people in the open field on linebackers and things like that is remarkable. He had a great PFF grade everywhere he went, 5.8 yards, 16 touchdowns. He was able to catch the ball a little bit out of the backfield, not something they do a ton of, but he has that 5'11", that 215. He kind of has that frame that you're looking for. I'm going to go with Devin Neal at this position. All right, we still have three more picks. Now we go all the way to round 5, and I'm telling you, there are still running. There has never been a more loaded running back class than this. And when I get into positions like this, I like taking guys that might have kind of that high upside where you're just like, wait a minute, is there something that they do that's really, really well? All right, Bashal Tutin is extremely fast. He's not extremely big. He's 5'11", 209. He's fine. But he also, he recorded the 8th fastest 60-meter time in South Jersey history in 2021 at 7 seconds. He is extremely, extremely fast. And if I can get a guy that might become a good third down back, extremely fast kind of guy, that's a perfect pick in the 5th round to go behind. So, do you get what I'm saying? There's running backs loaded throughout all of this. And so, yeah, this is exactly what I'm going to do. With this one, there's a totally different type of back that you can get here. I was hoping he would still be available with this pick, but I didn't know if he would be. Raheem, or as they call him, Rocket Sanders, kind of came onto the scene last year for South Carolina. By the way, they're really good at that. This is just a big, big back. And you have to wonder, like, what can you do with them? I don't know. Let's go for, do they have one great skill? Power, his ability to do that. It's funny that his name's Rocket, even though he's just a big dude. Let's draft him. That's what I look for in the later rounds. And then with your last pick, let's see if there's anybody that we like here. Not really. But again, guys with one great speed. Donovan Edwards, one of the fastest guys in the draft at the running back position. Let's take him. I think his contact balance is trash, but they're not going to like the grade. They're not going to like it because I kept overall grade B minus. All I did was draft running backs. All right, Kelvin Banks Jr. was an A, though. Hey, the one time I didn't draft a running back, they loved it. So I just wanted to show you that there's a lot of talent. Maybe I'll do another one like this that's all wide receivers or something like that. But you have to understand, like, these are the kind of fun things I like to do. A running back for every round. And, hey, there's a lot of talent on the board all over the place. Hey, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. What a pleasure it is to be recording. Look at this in the sun. See ya.